So underway for the 12 and a half laps for the 5,000 metres B race for men. Field of 25. And they'll make their way into the home straight for the first time. Coming across from the outside, Toby O'Brien of Athletics Essendon in the red and black will take up the running at the front of the field. Julian Owie of Deakin in behind him. Box Hill athlete, looks like Nicholas Baggett, will drop into third place as the field will just start to settle. As we mentioned, 25 athletes in total. Wearing the hip number 1 is Luke Burns of Frankston. Box Hill's Andre Waring. We mentioned Julian Owie of Deakin before. Tom Vernon of Athletics Essendon. Cody Shanahan of Western Athletics. Daniel Clark of Box Hill is amongst the field, a former 1,500 metre state champion. Nathan Rogers of St Stephen's. Oakley's Matthew Davey. Glenn Hutley's Ben Kelly. James O'Connell of Box Hill. Harry Smithers of Old Melburnians. Tim Logan of Diamond Valley. Eureka's Jesse Fullerton. Jared Clifford, of course, the Australian Paralympic athlete representing Diamond Valley in this men's B race. David Friend from Knox. South Australia's Max Stevens, Matthew O'Donnell and Nicholas Baggett, as we mentioned earlier, Box Hill, along with Michael Dowell. Michael Kernahan of Mentones and Stevens, Mitchell Cashin, Dean Tromp of Ringwood, Glen Utley, Samuel Toll, Toby O'Brien of Athletics Essendon, who still leads the way at the front of the field, and Dale Carroll of Collingwood rounds out the field. The bulk of the field still tracking together. Stevens of South Australia in the lead. O'Brien, hip number 24 in the red and black of Essendon. St Stevens. Mitchell Cashin in the third place. Baggett of Box Hill. Deakins, Julian Owie. And that rounds out the top 5 on the track. They'll work in the back straight and they'll collect the 2,000 metre split as they move through the start area of the 5,000 metres event. There's still Stevens that holds sway. The pace has definitely hastened. We're just a touch inside 3 minutes at the first split. 5:53 at 2,000 metres, and it puts them on a sub 15-minute pace. The bulk of these athletes contesting the event have seasons and personal bests between 15 minutes and 15 minutes 15 seconds. There's a couple that have got personal bests inside the 15-minute mark. And Stevens of South Australia is one of them. His best listed at 14:56. So he's running on the edge of his capabilities at the moment, but looking quite tight in the way he's moving. And so Brian and now Owie of Deakin, who's just moved up again, but it's still that leading group of 5. Cash in there for St Stevens, as well as Baggett of Box Hill. And so we're inside 7 laps to go in this B race for men over 5,000 metres. There'll be 5 laps to go. Max Stevens of South Australia leads the way, 8:54.40. The split at 3,000 metres puts them on a 14:50 schedule. So they keep chipping away around that 15-minute, sub 15-minute performance. O'Brien in second, Uwe of Deakin in third, 4th place. Baggett of Box Hill, St Stevens, Cashin in 5th. Now there's a gap back to Harry Smithers, who leads that second group on the track, the Old Melburnians athlete. Tucked in behind him, the first of the 2 Diamond Valley competitors, that's Tim Logan. In behind him, the Mentone runner Michael Kernahan, and our Paralympic finalist from Rio in Jared Clifford. Of course, he placed 7th over the 1,500 metres and 5,000 metres distance at the Paralympic Games earlier this year. His personal best at 15 minutes. So Max Stevens leads as we approach 4 laps to go in the B race for men over 5,000 metres. 11.54 was the split through 4,000 metres. We're still checked in to a schedule under that 15-minute barrier. So looking around the 14.50, 14.55 mark. Still Stevens at the front of the field. Baggett of Box Hill into second. Owie of Deakin. O'Brien of Athletics Essendon. They're the top four. There's a gap back now to Davey, who's worked his way through the field. Logan of Diamond Valley. Smithers and Clifford. Then it's a gap back to Kernahan of Mentone. Fullerton on his inside in the gold and blue of Eureka. So we've got 2 laps to go. Our leader has just entered the back straight in Stevens, and it's still a battle in 4 at the front end of the field, with O'Brien just starting to feel the pinch there by the pace set by Stevens. Approaching the bell, 1 lap to go in the B race for men. 5,000 metres, the Box Hill athlete and Baggett just moves subtly into the lead in front of Stevens, the South Australian in blue. The Deakin athlete and Owie is right there with them in the gold top. Toby O'Brien has dropped back to 4th place, as we see the Diamond Valley athlete Tim Logan move out, clear into 5th. There's a gap back to Davies. Clifford and Smithers are going head to head for 6th and 7th. But at the front of the field, it's Owie that's just started to open up on them. The Deakin athlete has sat in for the best part of the race, and now it's Stevens that's forced to rise the challenge to the Geelong athlete. It's Stevens on the outside in the blue, Owie on his inside in the gold. Baggett looks to be a spent force back in 3rd. Owie now moves in the home straight and steps out into lane 3. Puts the foot down on the accelerator, looks to his inside for a second time, and he'll know that he's comfortably across the line for the win in the B race. 14.45, 32. Stevens into 2nd, Baggett into 3rd. Logan will stretch through into 4th. Clifford is desperately trying to make back ground, and he will get there for a top 5 finish in 15.03, just outside his personal best. O'Brien, well, he set the pace early. He'll have to be content with 6th. Smithers comes in along with Davies. There was some entertaining racing at the front, and it's only going to get better. We have the men's and women's A races coming up next, and we will find out who will be crowned the Victorian 5,000 metre champion for 2016.